Hi, myself Purnima, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Government Engineering College, Raichur. This is the second session I'll be taking on the subject Application Development using Python as a part of the 5th semester. In the first session, we have seen some of the concepts of the classes and objects, and this is the continuation of this. This is a 4th module, and this video is being recorded for the Learning Management System under the Department of Collegiate and Technical Education. I welcome you back for the second session. So let's quickly go through the contents, what we are going to cover in today's session. So we are going to check the copying, how we copy one object to another object, and what happens when we do a copying. And then we'll see some of the errors that might occur in a Python program and how do we debug them as a second point. And we'll take up one class, that is a time class, and we'll introduce the classes and functions. So I'm saying these are the functions, not the methods. So first we'll see the functions, how they are going to use the class objects by taking the time class as an example. And then we'll see pure functions. These are the type of functions. And as a last, we are going to see some of the multiple choice questions as a part of our self-assessment. So the first one is on the copying. Okay, so what happens when we copy one variable to another variable? We'll check that first, and then we'll see what happens when we copy one object to another object. For that, again I'm going to explain you with the help of the Python interpreter. Okay, as I said you in the first session itself, it is a good practice to use Python interpreter in order to study the Python language. So let me show you one simple example. X equal to 6. Okay, then y equal to x. Now what will be the y value? Print y is 6, right? Now I will make it as y equals to y plus 2. Now if I print y, it is 8, right? And now if I print x, now what is the output? It is 6. Why I am showing you this is, x is one variable for which 6 has been assigned, and then one more variable I have used, y, to which I am assigning the x. In this case, what happens? The value of x is copied onto the variable y. Now x and y are independent. They are not referring to the same memory locations. They are actually a different memory locations. So that is why whenever I modify the value of a y, so y only is getting changed but not the x here. So this kind of examples we have seen in other languages. So with the same line we'll take up what happens when we copy one object to the another object. So for that I'm going to open a file which we have taken for the first session. Yeah, this is the one. Yes, we have a class. Okay, there is a class point. Okay, so I'm going to remove some extra lines which we don't want now, as of now. Okay, so there is a point class which contains two attributes, x and y. Okay, now p is equal to point. Now what do I do is, I'll declare one more object and I'll just copy p here. So I'm assigning object p to object p1. Now let's see what happens if I run this. See now p.x is 10 and p1.x is 10. So let me modify the value of p1 now. p1.x equals to 20. Okay, and let's run this module. See now, so p.x is 20 and p1.x is 20. So if you refer this particular example, what is happening here is, the P and P1 are pointing to the same memory locations. It means that P and P1 have got the same copy of X and Y. So that is why if you modify any of these objects, the other is getting affected. So with the object diagram, I'll just show you so it will be more clear to you. Now this is the point, okay, wherein it is pointed by the P object. Now it contains X, Y. X initially I have made it as 10 and Y has been made it as initially 20. So when I execute the line, that is P1 is equals to P. That case, what Python interpreter does is it makes P1 also point to a memory location where P is already being pointed. Okay, so that is why if I want to refer or if I modify any of these values by using either of these objects, so the other gets affected here. So that is what is happening now. What did I do? I made it as P1.x as 20. Okay, so now when I printed P1.x, 20 is getting printed, and when I print P.y, a 20 is being printed. So one thing you need to understand here is objects are not like a normal variables. Okay, so that is why when you write the assignment statement like this, so actually the reference is copied to the object. So in order to avoid this problem, what do we do is we use a copy module that copies only the attributes but not the reference here. So how it is done is, so it is been explained in the next slides. So we have to import a copy module and then we have to call a copy function of the module copy here. Okay, so in this case what will happen here is the P2 will get a separate memory location and P1 has got the separate memory location. Okay, so after execution of this particular line, your object diagram looks something like this. This is X and this is Y. Okay, so X is 10, Y is 20. Now since I have used copy, so what a copy does is it allocates a separate memory location for P1 and it just copies, it duplicates the attributes here. Okay, so X and Y, X is 10 and Y is 20. Okay, so that is why if you modify P1.x to 20, your P.x remains unchanged because these two are different memory locations. So same thing we'll do it in the Python. Okay, so first what we have to do is import copy. Okay, so now instead of P1 equals to P, I'll write copy of P. Okay, so now if I modify this P1.x, only the P1.x gets modified but your P.x remains unchanged. See, note the difference now. Okay, so earlier it was 20, 20. Now if you see P.x remains unchanged, only P1.x got copied. So this is how we can copy one object to another object, or we can duplicate one object to another object. Okay, and in the interpreter, if you print this P1 is P2, is operator checks whether these two are equal. Okay, it returns you false because P is different, independent than P1. Okay, and P1 is equal to P2. No, these two objects references are different. So again, it returns you the false. So hope this point is clear, and we'll see one more scenario in this case here is, so if you just check the previous session, we have defined the rectangle class, isn't it? So same rectangle class I'm going to show, and we'll see the problem that we face it when we use a copy. Okay, so for that let me modify this Python. Okay, so I'm going to define one more class, that is rectangle. Okay, colon. So what all it contains? It contains width equals to 100, then height equals to 200. Yes. Then we have corner, isn't it? Corner is equals to, what is this now? It is of point. Okay, it is called point. So now let's define box is equals to rectangle. Okay, one object we have defined. Then what do? Box dot width is equals to 100. Box dot height is equals to 200. Now box dot corner dot x is equals to 10. Box dot corner dot y is equals to 20. Right? So now we'll define one more. So that is box 2. For example, or let me make it as a box 1. Box 1 is equals to, we'll copy this. Copy dot copy of what? It is box. So let's print this. Okay. So before printing, let me modify this. Box 1 dot width, box 1 dot, okay, let me show you this. Corner dot x is equals to, I'll make it as 20. Okay, so let's print this. Box dot corner dot x is equals to, so we'll write this box dot corner dot x. So here it is box 1 dot corner dot x equals to, so here we'll make it as box 1 dot, okay, the corner dot x. So let's run this particular module and check the effect. Now if you see here, box dot corner dot x is also 20. Box 1 dot corner dot x is also equal to 20. What did we study just now is, when you use a copy function, a separate copy will be, okay, maintained for the box 1. Now same thing has happened, but since the box is of type rectangle, and if you check rectangle, what it contains one reference, that is the object of type class. So when such type of the attribute is present in a class, so in that case what will happen, a same reference will be maintained here. Okay, so this can be shown here. Okay, so now what is this? Box is there. Okay, so width is 100, height is 200, and corner, so now what is this? Is now this is a point type of, okay, this is a point type of the object. Okay, and box 2, in this example we have used box 2. In our Python program we have used it as a box 1. Let's take it as a box 1. So box 1 width and height, they are different now. Okay, they have got the separate copy, but here the corner of box 1 and corner of box, they both are pointing to the same memory location. So such type of a copy we call it as a shallow copy. Hope you are understanding this. So the normal attributes will be duplicated, whereas the object will not be duplicated here. Okay, so both the objects will point to the same memory location. So that is why you could see the output here. Okay, the output here, the both box dot corner dot x is also 20, box 1 dot corner dot x is also 20. But actually what did I do? I just modified only the box 1 dot corner dot x as a 20. But whereas box dot corner dot x was how much? It was 10. So since corner is being referred by both box and box 1, so the both have got the changed value here. So such type of a copy we call it as the shallow copy. Okay, so in order to avoid this problem, what do is we use something called as the deep copy. Okay, so what do I have to do here is, instead of copy I should specify deep copy. So this problem will be solved now. Okay, so let's check this now. Yes, okay, it is still the same. Okay, so if you check this, box 3 is box, so it gives you false, and box 3 dot corner is box dot corner, then also it returns you the false. So in this case box 3 and box are separately they are completely separate objects. So this is how we use a deep copy in order to avoid the problem of the shallow copy. So this is on copying. Okay, so let's check some of the errors that we might get it when we write the Python programs. As an example, okay, we have a point class here. So p dot x is 3 and p dot y is equals to 4. And when you say p dot z, in that case you will get an error called as the attribute error. Why? Because the point class we have used only x and y as the attributes, we did not define the z attribute. So that is why, okay, so you will get the error as the attribute error. Okay, and I have shown you in the first session, if you want to know the object, okay, to which class it belongs to, we use the type function. Okay, so it gives you what class it belongs to. And similarly we can also use is instance to check whether an object is instance of a class. Okay, so is instance of p comma point. So let me show you this now with the example. Okay, so we have, so print is instance. What is that instance? We'll check p comma point. Okay, so p is equals to point. Okay, so when we run this, it returns the true here. It returns you the true. See, it returns you the true. So is instance can also be checked, used, or type function can also be used. So this is on debugging. And if you want to check whether any object has a particular attribute, we has a function called as has attribute. Okay, so p comma x. So p is a point object and x is the name of the attribute. So in that case it returns you, if it is present it returns the true value, and if it is not present it returns the false value here. Okay, and if you see here, the first argument has to be an object and the second argument is a string that contains the name of the attribute. Okay, so and what you can do is in order to avoid the errors, okay, we make use of try and except. So this is an exception handling mechanism in the Python interpreter. Okay, so these exception handlings we have seen in the first module itself. Try to recall the syntax. Okay, so you have try colon and x equals to p dot x. Whenever you get the attribute error, so we take some action here. In this case we make x equal to 0. In that case, so what here is, suppose x is not an attribute of the point p, in that case you will get the attribute error. So in that case x will be assigned with the 0. Suppose if it is an attribute, and that value will be assigned to the variable x. Okay, so this has attribute, let's check now. Yes, so p, this is instance we have, right? So let me show you this. Has attr of, what is that object? P. I'll check whether x is present. So let's run this module. Yes, see, it is true because we have the attribute x. So now if I replace this with z, in that case what is that error we get? So it says it is false. So has attribute is used. So this is on debugging. Whenever you get an error, it is always a good practice to handle those exceptions by using the try and except block. Okay, so now let's introduce the functions for the classes. Okay, so we know how to create the new types. Okay, and the next step now is to write the functions that take programmer defined objects as a pattern parameters, and then they return them as the results. Okay, so for this particular classes and functions we have taken time as an example now. Okay, so this class time, what it does, it represents the time of a day. And attributes, what we are going to use? We are going to use hour, minute and the second. Okay, and if you see, we can create a new time object and assign attributes for hours, minute and the seconds. That is what is being done. Class time dot hour is 11, time dot minute is 59 and time dot second is 30. And then we'll add one function which adds the two times, add underscore time, which takes two objects, t1 and t2. Okay, and then sum dot we are going to create one more object of type class time. So sum dot r is nothing but t1 dot r plus t2 dot r. Sum dot minute is t1 dot minute plus t2 dot minute, and sum dot second equals to t1 dot second plus t2 dot second, and we will return the sum here. And if you look at this function is not modifying the t1 and t2 objects attributes, and such type of a function we call it as the pure function. Okay, because it does not modify any of the objects passed to it as an argument, and it has no effect. Okay, so it just displays a value. Okay, and it, other than returning a value, it just displays the value, or it can get the user input. So such functions we call them as the pure functions. Okay, so this particular example, let me show you now. Okay, so we have class time which has got the attributes okay, r equals to, for example, 10, so minute is equals to 20 and second is equals to some 50. Let's create one object, time is equals to time, and now we'll assign time dot r is equals to 11, time dot minute is equals to 59, and then time dot second is equals to 30. Okay, now we'll define one function, as in we have defined here. Now this is a pure function, so def add underscore time t1 comma t2. Okay, so we have used sum equals to time, so sum dot r is equals to t1 dot r plus t2 dot r. Sum dot minute is equals to t1 dot minute plus t2 dot minute. Sum dot second is equals to t1 dot second plus t2 dot second. Then we will return the sum. So let's create one object now. Okay, t is equals to, okay, we have time, right? Time is already there. One more I will create, time 1 is equals to time we'll modify the same thing. We'll make it as, now this is 11:59 we have added, right? So let me make this as a 10, 20. Okay, so now this as a 10. Okay, this also as a 10. Now we'll call a function the add underscore time. For that, time 2 is equals to add underscore time of what we are passing, time comma time 1 is being passed. So now let's print. Okay, so I'm going to print these values. Added time is equal to plus So in the format itself we'll add it str of, sorry, so I've added the double quotes, right? So let me remove this, and it is better, good practice to use the single quote. Now str of time2 dot r plus colon plus str of the time 2 dot minute plus str of time 2 dot second. Okay, just trying to print this. So let's run this module. Okay, sum equals to time. So this, see now, so the error, it says that time object is not callable. Where is that an error? In the add underscore time. Why? Because if you see, name of a class is a time and what I am using here is a time, but there is a difference in the cases of the first letter T here. So this particular error shows you that this is the Python interpreter is a case sensitive language. So now if I run this, it works fine. Okay, minute. So errors. Okay, so my minute E was missing. I've added. Now see, the time, added time is 20, 30 and 80. Okay, so 10 and 10. It adds R and R, 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 10, 30, 30 and 30, it should be 60. Okay, so what is the output that we have got? Is it 20, 30 and 80? Okay, time 2 dot R okay, so this is how it adds now. Okay, it adds hours, minute and the second. So T1 dot R plus T2 dot R, T1 dot minute and T2 dot minute, T1 dot second and T2 dot second. So now in this case, if you see, it did not modify T1 and T2, the function add function, and this add underscore time function, we call it as the pure function. Okay, so this is on pure functions. So hope you have understood the entire concepts of today's session. As a part of the self-assessment, we'll try to solve some of the multiple choice questions. In dash copy, the base address of the objects are copied. In dash copy, the base address of the objects are not copied. So the options are deep, comma shallow. Second one, member wise, comma shallow. Third one is shallow, comma deep. And the fourth one is deep, comma member wise. So what is your answer? So the answer is the third one. Okay. So in shallow copy, the base address of the objects are copied. In deep copy, the base address of the objects are not copied. So that is what we have seen. The example. In Python, what is the method inside the class? Okay, so it is the function here. So as we have seen, so the functions inside a class, they are called with the name as the method. So let's go to the next one. Python built-in function to check whether an object has a particular attribute. So we have is attribute. Second option has attribute, third one has attribute, and fourth one has none of the above. So what is your answer now? Yes, it is the second, has attribute. Okay, and what is pure function? So there are two options: modifies the object passed to it, does not modify the object passed to it. Just now we have seen. Okay, so the second is the right answer. It does not modify the object passed to it. Now in this case, tell me what is the output of the add function called. Okay, so what it is doing, it is returning a plus 5 comma and b plus 5. So what is the result in this case? Okay, 3 plus 5 8 and 2 plus 5 7. So 8 comma 7. So answer is third one. Okay, so hope you are clear with the today's sessions. Let's continue in the next topic in the third session, session number 3. Thank you.